This episode of New Jersey Living is being recorded in North Plainfield, New Jersey. We've been in South Plainfield, we've been in Plainfield twice, now we're in North Plainfield. Very interesting fun fact, if you will, for that is that three different municipalities that all pretty much neighbor one by another in the line from east to west somewhat are in three different counties because they are all three different municipalities. So South Plainfield, if you've seen that episode, and notable about that episode is the extraordinary low taxes for South Plainfield. They are hard to beat. That is in Middlesex County. Plainfield, which we had two episodes. Plainfield is in Union County, and where we stand right now in North Plainfield is Somerset County. So you can drive from one to the other in a matter of probably about 20 minutes worth of driving, because of course, actually probably less than that, because there's a section of North Plainfield that is immediately adjacent to Plainfield that is not far from the South Plainfield border. So maybe 10 to 15 minutes. But all that's to say is that there are different municipalities, not to confuse one with the other, and that we're talking about the northern end and southern end of one town. So right now we're in Vermule Park. We're by the Vermule Mansion. This is, as you can see behind me with this noted monument right here, that this is a registered historical site nationally and by the state. So the Vermule is a family name that goes back over 100 years. My brief research was that the family was in Plainfield, but they at some point bought or built this mansion that stands behind me right here, just to pan up a little bit, that now serves as a museum. And I'm going to pan around just a little so you see that it is a park here, and not a very large one, but nice, decent green space right here in North Plainfield. So we're gonna flash up a quick map just to give you an idea where North Plainfield is in relation to New York City, primarily Midtown Manhattan. This is something that I always try to focus on when I jump into the big three, which we're not going to do right now, but we're going to do in just a few more minutes. So some insights on North Plainfield. North Plainfield, the median home price here is just short of $335,000. I'm going to flash up a quick graph, and you'll see that the vast majority of homes, almost 70%, fall within a $200,000 to $400,000 median price. We're talking about price range in general. Okay, so properties we're going to see today are going to exceed the median price, but one does fall into that 70% kind of range. Median income is about $135,000 in this community, based on the census data from 2023. So this is not a high income or a high medium price community. We're going to get into some of those reasons why, some of the factors why it plays out that way when we jump into the big three. All right, so we're just going to take a little bit of a stroll, give you a little footage, walking footage of the outside of the museum / mansion here, and I'll continue in another section of the park over by the community center. So I'll see you there. Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones, and I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of New Jersey with Coldwell Banker, host of New Jersey Living, the podcast, team leader of the New Jersey Living group. So I want to welcome you to New Jersey Living, where we cover all things New Jersey, primarily real estate, entertainment, dining scenes, iconic locations. If you're interested in any of those things, then this is the channel for you. So go ahead, click like, subscribe, notification bell. You want to stay updated on content like this that is coming your way on a weekly basis. So today we are going to take a dive into North Plainfield. This is one of the Plainfields that we have not covered yet. We've covered two already, as I mentioned in my intro. This one, we're going to dive in now into the big three. And if you've watched my episodes before, two things you should take away is, one, I always cover the big three as it pertains to what creates demand in various locations in New Jersey, and I'm talking primarily central and northern New Jersey. And yes, I do subscribe to There Is a Central New Jersey. When you see that I cover shore locations, we don't account for the same big three, but watch some of those to get an idea of what I use for those locations. All right, so big three, we cover three items that create demand in New Jersey's real estate market. One of them is proximity to New York City. Second is local train station, and by local I mean a train station in the town, not nearby. I do get some comments from time to time, hey, well, we're nearby such and such, but I'm saying in town. And three is school ratings. These things factor into the level of demand in any given community that absolutely correlates to the real estate market. So we're going to start right here. North Plainfield, we are neighboring to Plainfield, which you already know if you've seen that episode. We're within about a 55 minute drive to Midtown Manhattan. North Plainfield is actually a little closer to 78 to get on 78. Very, very convenient. Hop on, you're in 50 minutes. Absolute check there for proximity. Train station. There are no train stations in North Plainfield. North Plainfield is very near to a train station because Netherwood and Plainfield, the downtown station, are both literally, I'd say, within 5 to 6 blocks. Downtown even less than that probably, but 5 to 6 blocks of the border between Plainfield and North Plainfield. However, there's still no train station here, so I'm not going to give a check for that. And before I even jump to the next one with schools, there should be noted that there is the express bus line that comes right here through North Plainfield into Manhattan. It's still a very convenient commute from that standpoint, and that you can hop on the bus. The express bus to get in gets you in as fast as it would if in Plainfield, and you could conveniently drive to Plainfield, but nonetheless, no train station. Finally, a school. So I'm flash up niche.com. I don't give my subjective opinions. Those who already watched my episodes, you already know this. But I refer to niche.com. The schools are C rated. Again, as I always mention, taking the context, New Jersey schools are among the best. The public schools in New Jersey are consistently ranked as among the best in the nation. So a C by no means means that it is a poorly performing district. It's just that for real estate purposes, when we talk about or reference the demand, we're talking what draws demand is when families say, I want to move to this town because the schools are that great. All right. And by niche standards, that means it's an A-rated district, and that is not North Plainfield. All right. So 1 out of 3, and you would think maybe 1 out of 3, this is a place that maybe I should avoid, or I don't want to really consider that market, and that is not the case at all. Every 1 out of 3 in the big 3 doesn't spell out a no, and every 2 out of 3 in the big 3 doesn't necessarily say an absolute yes. All right, so it just really is all relative. All right, so let's take a look. Again, we mentioned already that the median income is about $135. We also mentioned that the median home price is just below $335. It's very affordable to live here in town. Right behind me, you can see we're still in the park. I'm just gonna pan around for a quick few seconds. So you see where I am right now. The Vermule Mansion is right here back the other direction. And this is the community center here. This is part of the North Plainfield's rec department. I've never been inside this building, so I wish I could give you more insight on what's inside and what goes on here. If you are watching, and this is something that I should have mentioned a little earlier, definitely drop in a comment if you have been inside or have some knowledge about the rec department or even this community center playground right here behind me as well. Please do drop a line, drop some messages in. This is a community board. We love insights from those who have experiences here, live here, or even have questions about the general area and plan to come here. All right, so this is one of the larger green spaces here in town. There's another larger park right here in North Plainfield. North Plainfield geographically is not a very large town by any means, but what is convenient is that Route 22, which runs from Newark, right there by New York City, all the way to Pennsylvania, is Route 22. All right, east to west. That runs through North Plainfield, makes it very convenient to shop and to travel, commute one direction or the other. Also 78, which runs for the most part, it runs parallel with 22. That's easy access from North Plainfield also. And of course, when there is shopping, when there is commercial business along major roads like 22, that obviously helps a town in terms of tax base. All right, so these are some factors just to keep in mind as we are going to dive into 3 properties that we're going to look at today. Unlike my norm, I normally cover or really take an analysis of recent sales. I am going to include that in this episode. What's going to be unique here is that we're going to have a sale, a recent sale, like I normally do. We're going to have a for sale by owner that's currently on the market, and we're going to have a property that is currently under contract, happens to be one of mine. You're going to see that, and the reason I'm going to point this particular property out is that it is one of those situations where you can actually, the buyer has more leverage to negotiate given the work that needs to be done on the property. So you're going to see why. Just stick around to the end and you'll get to see that property and how and why that one fit the profile of something you can negotiate on, whereas some others you're going to have to be very competitive still in this market right now. All right, so this is going to be a episode where, again, I think if for those who are looking for bargains and looking to stay within a certain budget price range wise and be in a neighborhood that's still very desirable, very attractive, North Plainfield certainly fits the bill in many of those regards. So stick around. We're going to take in some road footage along the way. I'm going to flash up also some walking footage of the mansion here and a few shots of the local area right here in the park. And I'll see you at the first stop. Here we are at our first stop at 162 Netherwood Ave. This particular property is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and it was on the market for a very, very short amount of time. 7 days on market, which means this had offers almost immediately. This was a highest and best scenario. Flash up some interior footage. You'll see that this is a renovated property. This one, no doubt, in my estimation, was probably an investor. Came in, bought it at a certain price, did some interior work. A lot of the exterior, you don't really see a lot in terms of renovation with landscaping or, siding, things like that are new, but the interior, as you can see with photos, certainly new. What's attractive here is certainly the tax number, right at $7,000 for 2023. And I'm gonna do just a quick little pan around. We're on Netherwood Ave that cuts through this section of North Plainfield into Plainfield, and we are like 2 houses down from Mountain Ave, which is the bus line that goes into New York City. So as I mentioned earlier in the intro, this is a location that has a very convenient bus ride into the city, and by convenient I'm talking about relative, right? So relative bus ride is about an hour 15, and that's what you're going to get from this location where we are right now. You could, as I mentioned also in the intro, take a trip over to Netherwood Station, which we're not far from right now. Netherwood Station is actually in Plainfield, not North Plainfield, but it's a relatively convenient location just for commuting purposes back and forth. So this one, no doubt, kind of your beginner, first-time buyer kind of option with only 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. But it gets you into a single-family home. Again, listed at $375, sold at $395, and a lot of condos go for that same price point, even higher. All right, so this is certainly that condo alternative to have something of your own. All right, so this is stop number 1. We're going to take in some road footage from the neighborhood, hop over to another few options that are only about another block from us. So I'll see you at the next stop. Stop number 2 is 211 Meadowbrook Drive right here behind me. This property, not a just sold or recently sold the way I normally feature. Little difference in this episode because we're covering a mix of properties. This one right here is on the market as for sale by owner. All right, so this one, I reached out to the owner. We had some communication by text. He's listing this point in time right now at $559. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath Cape Cod, as you can see. I'm gonna flash up some photos, both from the interior. You'll see some outdoor photos as well. Be able to catch some of the backyard scene with the deck. The property is in move-in condition, turnkey. It is definitely ready for moving in, no really work necessary. Did a really good job in the upgrades and maintenance of the general landscaping. I'm gonna pan around right now. Lovely, lovely neighborhood this is. So this is, again, like our previous stop, we are only a few homes down from Mountain Ave, where we have the express bus line. This is, in my estimation, one of the premier neighborhoods in North Plainfield. You saw the median price point of homes in North Plainfield, and you saw that a lot of them fit within a certain bracket, the majority. This is one of those neighborhoods where many of the properties are going to be elevated well above that median. All right, so we saw that 2-bedroom just a block away that sold at $395, and this one right here at $559. So this is giving you a little bit of a feel of what those prices look like for this community, and one of the reasons why it makes it a bit of a bargain. As it pertains to for sale by owner, many for sale by owners do cooperate, as this owner is, with realtors. So if this is something that you have interested in, any questions or like to at least investigate, you can reach out to me. I do have communication with the owner, and we can absolutely take a look at the property if you'd like to take that next step. There are obviously the benefits of for sale by owner is being able to sell and not having to pay that full commission when you're just paying buy side. The downside is it doesn't get the same amount of exposure as it does if you have a realtor doing the marketing. But this is a very good neighborhood, all right, and a very good location. So, you know, things may work in his favor to be able to get a buyer in pretty soon. So we'll see what happens as that moves forward. All right, so we're gonna take one more stop, take in some more road footage of this neighborhood. Again, absolutely gorgeous area. And you'll be able to appreciate some of that as I put some of this footage right in front of you in just a few more seconds. So stay tuned, and I'll see you at our final stop. Our final stop is 161 Molly Drive. We're still in the same general neighborhood, not as close of a walk as 2 houses down from Mountain Ave, but certainly in the same general neighborhood, very walkable if someone was looking to take the bus into the city. We are only about a block, if not 2, from the North Plainfield border. Which means we're relatively close to the Netherwood station in Plainfield. Someone was choosing to take the train in. So this particular property, it is very much a fixer-upper, and it is one of my listings. So we have right now a contract on this house. We are under contract. The initial price was going to be at $559. We dropped that down to $529. We do have a cash offer on this property that, if all goes well, we'll just close on this within a couple of weeks. This fit the profile of a cash offer because the interior is very much in need of a lot of love and care. This is one of those classic handyman special TLC. You're seeing, no doubt right now, some of the footage of the inside, just in a general video walkthrough of the property, getting a feel for what I mean by TLC. There are a lot of need for repairs and updates, but at the end of the day, this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath property Square footage over 2,000 square feet, 2-car garage, an unfinished basement that could in fact be converted into even more additional living space. So the classic split levels do just that for you because they're somewhat tiered. You have a ground floor, you have a basement, you have a main level. In this case, the main level not only has kitchen, living room, and dining room, but also has a den off to the side. And this has a bonus room that could be converted into a 4th bedroom on the ground floor. So this one is a lot to offer. Had this been renovated and turnkey, this would be a $650,000 market value. But with it is right now, it's in the lower 500s. So this gives you, again, a taste of what that higher end looks like for North Plainfield. So we're gonna take a look down the block and just around the general neighborhood. Molly Drive is one very large circle, and Meadowbrook, where we just came from, cuts through that circle. All right, so this gives you a little bit of a feel for the neighborhood. Just a lovely aesthetic to this community. Certainly a bargain buy for your, what I still consider more northern New Jersey type of market. All right, so this is going to be our final stop. I want to thank everyone again for joining me for this episode. Be sure to click like, subscribe, notification bell. Stay updated on some of the content we have coming your way. Get the word out about this channel so that more people can take in some of the sights of New Jersey, maybe reflect on some places if you've lived in, some people you know that live in the area, or if you are coming to the area, getting an idea of, well, what would fit for me with my budget or with my preferences and my lifestyle or my needs in terms of location. This is that channel for you. So thanks again for joining this episode. See you next week, and stay safe and stay tuned to New Jersey Living.